Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Are you ready for a cloudy week? I hope you have saved up all those sunshine rays in your mind because we're going to need it with only a few sun peaks this week. We've got kind of some chances of occasional drizzle, maybe some peaks of sunshine, some showers. It's at least not a major wet week, but we've had plenty of rain. We'll go into those rain amounts from Ophelia's remnants in a moment. Latest radar still has Ophelia's remnants spinning near us. But luckily, the downpours are very limited. It's more of a drizzle situation and brief, quick showers, which is here in the forecast, going to kind of hit us much of this week. A lot of clouds and 60s with only occasional rain chances. It's nothing too bad. It's fairly mild and not too humid either. So I'm Cameron Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. And of course, anytime you need us, we're at CapitalWeatherGang.com or go directly to my PM update at CWG.news/latest. Hello, David. Good evening. Hello, Peter. From daughter Eloise as well. Good to see you both on Facebook. And Kristen, happy Soggy Sunday to you as well. And Twitter, I appreciate you tuning in as well. Thanks for the heart. And Rick, any additional tropical activity? Let's go ahead and talk about that. It is remaining an active tropical Atlantic. It is so far only looking like maybe Bermuda next weekend has to watch for tropical storm conditions with Felipe out there right now. The next named storm, if any of the two disturbances currently in the Atlantic over the next 7 days do develop, it would be Rena. So right now Felipe spinning out there in the Atlantic, no major concern until maybe grazing Bermuda with tropical storm conditions next weekend. So we have a little bit of a break right now, but I do expect with hot tropical Atlantic waters, we will still continue to see typical activity continue at a moderate pace at least through mid-October. Maybe, hopefully, we can stick to climatological dropping off of activity between kind of late October into the close of the season, November 30th. Typically, November is supposed to be quiet, so we'll see if that holds true this year. All right, we've got Julia. Your plants needed this rain. Let's talk about this rain amounts, Julia, and thanks for tuning in from YouTube. All right, so we've got local rains, kind of 1.5 to 3 inches locally, and we have a map here. You can go to CWG.news/X, or make sure you follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Capital Weather. And then a regional view of our rains. We have some 4-5 inch spots, and I think I heard some reports in the comments of the PM update at CapitalWeatherGang.com today, maybe some 8 inches or so in one or two of your rain gauges. I don't know if that will be verified as we get into the verification process in the coming days, but the National Weather Service is generally seeing some of the oranges and reds there, 4 or 5 inch amounts in the region. So not unexpected if some of you did receive rain gauge amounts of 4 or 5 inch amounts. But I'm not sure about maybe in 8 inches that I've seen in one or two rain gauges reported by you. But Rick, you're most welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in. And great to see the rain, David. I totally agree. Kristen, yes, the rain is helping to ease the rain deficit and the drought. You won't believe it. The last 2 weeks going backward, we're now in a rain surplus. Over the last 2 weeks, we've received more than 100% of what we normally would see in the last 2 weeks. Look at these greens, blues, and especially purples. We are running a rain surplus. It is such good news. The longer-term drought situation, yes, we need to direct more of the rain to the western Shenandoah Valley areas west of D.C. This map is still using data from before Ophelia. We'll have an update in about 2 days' time, and it should show improvement, but it is going to continue the need for rains in the Shenandoah Valley west of town. So we need to, kind of keep our rain thoughts and rain dances alive in Virginia, in the western Blue Ridge Mountain area. Great news, Steve. Got over 3 inches of rain in Culpeper. That is excellent. Aaron, happy Sunday to you as well. Thanks for tuning in from Facebook. And let's see, Twitter. Let me know if you have any questions or comments as well. I've got YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter right now. And here's the latest forecast at CWG.news/latest, my PM update. And we've got right there all three of our Facebook channels, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We're on all three of those social media channels live simulcasting to you right now. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Latest forecast, direct link right there at CWG.news/latest, or go to CapitalWeatherGang.com and head over to the PM update directly from there. Let's see, we've got also the link CWG.news/X works as well for the new name of Twitter. Looking ahead, fall foliage I think will be okay, David. I am going to kind of take a middling position. I don't think it will be too muted. I don't think it will be too brilliant. So that's my current thinking. We'll keep an eye on the fall foliage there for you as we get closer to mid-October into sometimes near Thanksgiving. We can still have decent colors around the area as well. But looking ahead to next week, we've got drier conditions, the atmosphere's leaning drier for next work week. And then I don't think we'll add anything to our heat tracker. We're now just past our average last 90-degree day, but that isn't to say we do have a late season 90-degree day to add onto our heat tracker. But I think with this forecast of mainly 60s this week, we are pretty safe even next week when this map is indicating a decent chance of above average temperatures. I don't really foresee 90 degrees being there in the tea leaves for next week as well. Honestly, our averages are heading cooler and cooler down slowly into the 70s as we get in toward October. So above average from 70s is still merely in the 80s if you keep that kind of lowering benchmark in mind. All right, hello Mike. Let's see, I don't have any predictions for the Michigan right now. But I think overall not too caustic of a week. I don't see any major storm systems, I think, when I last looked at the broader continental forecast. Barbara, let me know how things are going here. Let me see if I can take one of my devices there. That should help things. Let me know. And we've got next weekend. It looks like we could maybe have a few showers around, but I don't think the next weekend forecast is in the bag just yet. I think we could have a few showers, but I think plenty of periods as it looks now for outdoor plans. And let's see, Kathy, enjoy this week. I'm not sure if we have much more in the way of cloudy and 60s beyond this. This map for next week is indicating above average temperatures are possible. So I think more sunshine and less in the way of cloud cover next week and warmer temperatures in the 80s potentially. Kathy, I hope that's not too warm for you. All right. Yep, David, I need to put away the heat tracker and maybe start looking at the snow potential index as we get closer to our snow season. I'll say December, January. We'll keep you posted on that. We've got hurricane names down to the R name. Rena would be our next named storm if we do have one in the tropical Atlantic. Felipe might graze next weekend Bermuda with some tropical storm conditions, but not a major concern as it stands now. And let's see, we've got sunset time getting later and later. And of course, the equinox is now just past us. Go to CWG.news/equinox for more information on why it's not quite exactly 12 hours of daylight just yet. And more information about the aurora. It's a decent time of year around the equinoxes for seeing the aurora. So make sure you check that out as well. Justin Greiser did a good job on writing all the details, all those questions that I constantly have. Once or twice a year, he answers many of them at CWG.news/equinox. We've also got for you our social media channels, of course, and the pollen report. Luckily, weeds have eased a little bit, so I'm feeling a little bit less of that weed issue, but still some fog from the mold and mildew. So allergy sufferers, I hope you are hanging in there, my fellow sufferers. Kathy is happy with the report. I'm glad you were okay with the forecast, maybe getting a little warmer and less cloudy next week. Sounds good to you. And let's do another check of the forecast for the week ahead. CWG.news/latest, or my PM update directly there at capitalweathergang.com. You can go and check out the forecast at a glance. Generally 60s this week. I don't think we'll have much in the way of rain. Honestly, it's hit or miss showers, maybe ramping up again Monday night. I would try and carry a small umbrella with you around this week. It's mainly the cloud cover that I want to talk about. That's kind of our weather maker this week, is just the persistent overcast skies. Picture here in the lightest blue, clear skies are in the pure white. Notice how it takes until the end of the week to really get more in the way of clear skies, more reliable peaks of sunshine. I'm going to probably miss the sun by the end of this work week. It's going to be getting to me a little bit. I can handle a few days, but not several, where there's the majority of the sky kind of covered majority of the time by mostly cloudy to fully cloudy skies. Rain amounts, again, not going to add up to much during the work week, and even by the time you talk to me next Sunday for a weekly Sunday sunset chat, maybe a quarter inch at most in the area. It's kind of we're kind of squashed between two systems, one on the ocean, one coming out of the Midwest and the Ohio Valley. This is not, we can take a small break from our Ophelia rains that we just got, but overall, we don't want to see this pattern propagate and repeat itself over the next 2-3 weeks because the drought could flare up again in Blue Ridge area of Virginia. So we need to watch this, but overall, we can stand for a week to dry out things after local Ophelia rains 1.5 to 3 inches. That's plenty of rain for now around the Beltway. And we have a map there on Twitter, or go to CWG.news/X. And the broader regional picture here, some of the oranges and reds, 4 or 5, look at that, up to 7 inches in parts of, I'd say, the Richmond area. So some of you, I think around Stafford, may have reported 8 inches of rain. I don't know if that's going to verify if maybe something happened with your personal weather station, but I've heard many of you talking about 4 or 5 inches of rain, and that seems to verify, but the data is still being validated and verified over the coming days, so keep that in mind. Oh wow, we've got the first orange leaves today in Woodside and Garrett Park from Frank. Thanks so much for that report. Let's see, we've got next week. I don't know, Nancy, just yet about showers for next week. So far, the atmosphere is leaning drier than average for next week, but we'll keep you posted at capitalweathergang.com as we get closer. Eric wants a few damp days to keep the grass seed growing. That seems like, at least with some clouds and showers and drizzle this week, even if it's not substantial rain, I think the grass would generally be happy. And we've got, what else here? We've got Kristen. Looking forward to seeing the sun. Yes, me as well at the end of the week. I can't wait for more hours of sunshine overall, but very cloudy to start the week through the middle part of the week. Alan wants to bring back the sun. Thanks for tuning in from Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. I'm Cameron Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. My latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Nor'easter next weekend. Tyler, very slimly possible as it stands now, but so far the weekend looks salvageable for next weekend. Wow, we've got gauges near 2 inches of rain at Braddock Road Metro. Thanks for that, Nancy. Winter veggies, Lori, are enjoying all the rain. Arugula, mustard, carrots, love that. Loving the wet soil, that's fantastic. And Mike, oh no, we've got to get a Michigan forecast for you if you you've moved from Virginia. We're going to miss you in the area, but I will try and broaden sometimes my views to the U.S. Like with our cloud animation, I think, do I hopefully cover some of Michigan? Maybe are you in that part of Michigan, Mike? Let me know. But here are the clouds for this week in the light blue overcast skies dominating much of the eastern United States until the end of the week. The clear white skies, that is what it means on this map. It's kind of opposite than you might think sometimes. Blue, clear sky, no. In this case, it's blue for overcast skies, white for clear skies. So it's not until the end of the week that we see more peaks of sunshine in a more reliable, longer-term fashion, more hours of the day. So I can't wait for that, but I just wanted to prepare you mentally. It is going to be kind of a cloudy, dark week at times. All right. We've got the CapitalWeatherGang.com. Anytime you need us there, 24/7. My latest forecast is the PM update at CWG.news/latest. 60s are the temperature regime dominating this week. I'm on the air another 6 minutes or so. Camden Walker, let me know how I can help you for this upcoming week on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, taking your questions, your comments. Mike is, that's good to know, Mike, that you're in that part of Michigan. All right, so let me know if you are okay with this forecast. I've seen and heard from a lot of fall weather lovers, and I'm kind of on your page. 60s and some clouds, not too bad. I mean, we're turning past the fall equinox, so it is finally getting a little bit more tolerable as our averages kind of cool off. This fall weather is pretty good, and rainfall over the next week, we kind of take a break, a little breather after our Ophelia-related rains, which totaled a lot, pretty sizable, pretty good. We needed 1.5 to 3 inches locally around the Beltway, and regionally, especially down near Richmond, that seemed to be one of the hot spots for rain. 5 to 7 inches of rain. I think I saw a couple measurements over that. We'll see how the verification process goes in the coming days with the National Weather Service to see what our maximum report out might be, the maximum rain gauge amount. Chad, drought conditions, I'm happy to talk about it. We do need more time. In a couple of days, they'll have the data that includes the rains from Ophelia. So I think Lewis fall foliage should be okay. I was taking a middling position earlier. It's not going to be too muted, not going to be too bright. I think it's going to be a decent year for fall foliage, but we'll keep you posted as we get toward kind of our typical peak is mid-October to mid-November. I've seen really good color near Thanksgiving as well, so We've got time to watch the fall foliage, which is just starting to march out of Quebec into New England. So I want to temper your expectations. We have plenty of time to watch fall foliage in the Mid-Atlantic region. All right, Nancy's all about these temperatures. Excellent. So Chad, let me also show you, in addition to the drought update, which takes another 2 days or so to update from the Ophelia rains, here's kind of more real time. As of this morning, the last 14 days, we have a surplus for once. Instead of a rainfall deficit, we have a rainfall surplus, which I love seeing all these blues and purples. Definitely drought denting rains. I would not say we're going to be drought ending anytime soon, unfortunately, in the western parts of Virginia, the kind of central northern Shenandoah Valley. But we are getting there, and it's been good news. I wish I could, pronounce the end of the drought, but we will get there. Latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, X right now. You can go to CWG.news/Twitter or CWG.news/X. I'm still working with that rename, but my latest forecast right there, the PM update talking about how we turn mainly drizzly, quick hitting showers over the next kind of 36 hours. Maybe showers ramp back up again tomorrow night, but don't be too surprised if you need a small umbrella much of this week. A little bit of patchy fog every now and then. It's going to be a week where we miss the sun. We're not going to see too much sunshine, which we've talked about how the clouds kind of hang on much of the week, if not toward the end of the week, is when we finally see more prolonged peaks of sun. But I think we'll see some breaks in the clouds. I'm not going to be all gloom and doom about it, but I just want to mentally prepare you. It is going to be a cloudy week. And here it is, the forecast looking ahead for precipitation. I know Nancy was talking about maybe showers next week. Currently, overall, taking the 1 week next week as a full chunk, it's leaning slightly with slight probability of being below average for precipitation. So we could end up being a little dry. I don't think we're going to see any 90-degree days. We're past our average last 90-degree day date. So I think I'm going to retire the heat tracker for now, even though this for next week with a decent chance of above average temperatures here in the medium orange. I don't think we're going to get anywhere even into the upper 80s. I think we'll be lucky to get into low to mid 80s, if that, for next work week. And here it is, hurricane names. We're down to the R name with Felipe out there now, maybe giving tropical storm force winds to Bermuda next weekend. Still very low probability, but we have plenty of time to watch it. One of these next two these disturbances in the tropical Atlantic could be Rena by the end of this week. All right. We've got, let's see, Kathy, I appreciate your kind words. I'm happy to do these weekly Sunday sunset chats. I'm Camden Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Let's look ahead to the sunset times, which are, yes, getting earlier and earlier, and I want to promote the equinox post that Justin Greiser did. Everything you need to know about, look at that, why it's not quite 12 hours of daylight between sunrise and sunset, even though we're past the equinox. All about it, read all about it at CWG.news/equinox, including how it's a really good time of year to look for the northern lights, the aurora borealis. Lewis, we've got Ophelia still spinning over us, but it is going to spin itself out, luckily, and slowly move away as it dissipates. David, I think a decent breather from the rains is an okay thing this week. I just don't want to see it repeat over the next 2 to 3 weeks, indeed. Tyler, I think Ophelia's gusts turned out a little bit more tame, lower than we expected, but the rains were indeed verified about what we thought. Chad, you're most welcome. Thanks for tuning in from Facebook. And Kristen, you're most kind again. Thank you. And Nancy, you're very nice as well. And Marie, Maryland weather is not doing good for you with the cloudy days. Well, I hope to get you some sunshine by the end of this week. And David likes the sound of low to mid 80s for next work week, potentially, if we do see above average temperatures. But keep in mind that average, this time of year, averages for the high temperatures are going down as we get into October. All right, here's the pollen update as well. And luckily, ragweed is getting a little bit lower. I can put the sunset up there one more second. But I wanted to point out for my fellow allergy sufferers, we still have moderate mold like last week, but weeds are low, giving us a small break after last week's moderate reading. I hope you're feeling a little bit better. I'm still a little bit cloudy every now and then from allergies, but it's better. I'll take low versus moderate anytime. We're at CWG.news/X, CWG.news/Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook, simulcasting to you live on all three right now. And I'm about to sign off. I can't believe how fast 20 minutes goes for a weekly Sunday sunset chat. I'm Cameron Walker for CapitalWeatherGang.com. Yes, Lori, I think El Nino could potentially bring us a little enhancement to probabilities for snow this winter. Way too soon for our Capital Weather Gang winter outlook, but we will keep you posted as we get toward Thanksgiving. And Nancy's all about the 60s. And David, you're most welcome. And Tyler, I appreciate you tuning in as well. You're so kind. And Marie, I love seeing you as well. Let me quickly give you the forecast at a glance as I sign off. I will see you next Sunday. Gosh, is that October 1st? Can you believe it? Radar should slowly calm and as rains dissipate tonight. Maybe another batch of showers and drizzle ramp up a little bit more tomorrow night. You might want a small umbrella with you this week, even though clouds, overcast skies are the main dominant weather maker feature of this week. Pesky showers and drizzle will be around, even though it does not amount to much at all this work week. But overall, it's comfortable, not too humid. 60s are the dominant temperature regime. Latest forecast at CWG.news/latest. Anytime, 24/7, you might want us. We're at CapitalWeatherGang.com. I'm Cameron Walker. See you next Sunday. October is here.